Say hello, come in, pop in, say hi when you come in. Let me know where you're from, right? So I can properly introduce myself and we can compare how warm it is. It's a cold one today. I was out today for not long. I wanted to go out much longer, but I know I'm going for a little bit of an explore tomorrow. We're going to go to the Assiniboine Forest, and I'm going to spend a good part of the day just going for a walk in the forest, reflecting, getting in touch with Mother Nature the best I can, and we're going to see if I can make myself feel a little bit better. It's been a busy week. And as you can see, the set is a little bit different today. And that's because I'm in my new apartment, everybody. I have moved into my new apartment. I'm very pleased to be here. I'm very grateful for the roof over my head. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Owen. Thanks for popping in. Give me a minute. I'm just trying to figure this out, right? Because I just set this up very quickly tonight so that we could do the live, and I was happy that I was able to hook it up properly. Yeah, we're going to change the sets. I have a few different sets here for when I go lives and everything, so it's going to be fun. This one is actually the set for my desk. If you wanted to see, I did a virtual tour on my Instagram. I can't exactly do a virtual tour here on YouTube because I'm using a camcorder, but I can pick the camcorder up and give everybody a decent look at my apartment. I just can't walk around and show everything, right? I settled in. I worked so hard this week, so hard. I wanted to get my apartment ready for Sunday so that I could settle in, so that tomorrow I can have a bit of a day to relax and get in touch with Mother Nature and unwind a little bit, right? It was a rough week. I'm not complaining. I expected it to be a rough week. I expected actually to be much rougher than it was. I'm very grateful for how I walked into this. I'm very grateful to actually have landed the way I have, right? I'm very grateful. I would have come live last Sunday, but I had no camcorders or anything. Everything was all packed up. My brother-in-law moved me, and my sister moved me this week. What day did we move? On Monday. We did the big move on Monday. Sunday night, we did a couple of stuff when we used her living room. We stored a lot of stuff in her living room. Also, the maintenance man in this building was very kind and let us use one of the empty apartments on my floor to actually store some boxes and stuff. So I'm very grateful for that too. So that it made the move on Monday very easy. But as soon as my landlord got whiff of what I was doing, I got locked out of my apartment. I couldn't even get into the apartment. Well, I got into the apartment building, but I had to be sneaky about it. But yeah, they didn't waste any time. And actually, I'm very grateful to have gotten most of everything that I wanted out of there. There were a few things that got left behind, some of them purposely, but I was going to take them down to the garbage and stuff. Like I had done such a good job with the cleaning, and I made sure all my appliances, the fridge, the stove, everything was cleaned. I washed out all the cupboards and the window seals and everything. But then, right, I left the couch there. I left my desk there. And in hindsight, I wish I had brought my desk. This is cute. What I got here is cute, but it's not functional for me. I need more space. It looks lovely, but it isn't structurally, physically. It's not good enough. And it makes things seem a little bit messy because I've got so much here. So everybody, who's all here now? Oh, we got enough people here. I'm going to go and I'm going to pick up my little webcam here. Like I said, I can't walk around my apartment, but my apartment's basically L-shaped. So I have this little cove here off to the side, which is my bedroom. And then I have the main room. And then I have a bit of a bedroom a bathroom, and then I have a big walk-in closet where all my camping gear is being stored. But if you want a thorough walkthrough, I did one on my Instagram tonight, so you could go to my Instagram and you could check out my video there. And I actually did a walkthrough because I do those lives with my phone, so I was able to walk around with my phone. And I did a pretty good live. But on the whole, let's just take a look. So as you first notice, right, the lighting is a little bit different. Isn't the lighting cool? Isn't the lighting cool? Because at nighttime, I don't have great lighting in this room at all. What I did actually is I put up lighting all around my big picture window here. Yes, I have another big picture window. It's not nature based, it's history based this time, because I'm looking out over 100-year-old apartment buildings and stuff. It's a very old district, lots of old buildings and stuff. So it might not make my cat happy, but it makes Cindy happy, right? Because, my cat liked the squirrels and the birds and the trees, and I love the trees too, and I loved all that too. But I love the busyness. I like to see the world go by, and where I am now, you could definitely see the world go by. And I love looking downtown. I love being able to see the top of the legislative building. I love looking at all the old apartment blocks. I love looking to see actually who lives in this building and see them pull up and walk into the building and stuff. I really love it here. I love my apartment. I love the simplicity of my apartment. I'm so glad I threw out as much as I did, because I threw out a ton. I donated a ton. I did keep some of my favorite pieces when it came to art, but the rest of it all went. I let it all go. I wasn't interested in that old life in any way at all. I want to start off brand new, everybody. I want to start my life off brand new, with the knowledge that I've acquired over the past year. And let's see how Cindy can move herself now, if this coming year is going to be easier for me. I'm going to assume that it will be, because I'm not going to have those financial stresses the way I did last year. Yes, I've got debt, but that debt can be paid off in chunks. And I'm really counting on some debt forgiveness from the government when this coronavirus is all over, right? They haven't spoken about how they're going to fix it so that we do not go into, we just can't, we can't let ourselves go bad, right? Because it's our choices and our actions that are going to determine how we fare when we get our vaccines and we start to pull ourselves out, right? Like I heard, like in Toronto, that a lot of these big business buildings, these big offices and big headquarters and things, they're actually being shut down and closed up. And I'm going to say, urban explorers, it's not going to take them very long to be able to get into those buildings and trash them, right? And the poor people, the people that are most vulnerable, who are definitely suffering, they're going to find that and see that as an opportunity for housing. They're going to see that as an opportunity to maybe, acquire some odds and ends that have been left behind, right? So, yeah, I'm really worried. We don't need a Detroit. Detroit's coming back, and it has done so well in the past few years, and I hope they're faring well through this coronavirus. But they did have a rough when all those car manufacturing plants shut down. That city died. And they had some beautiful, beautiful, beautiful old buildings in Detroit, and they actually got urban explored, right, by some of the biggest urban explorers out there. Spent months in Detroit exploring those buildings, and they actually went in and they had to tear out a lot of those buildings just because they deteriorated so badly, right? So that you got a big mansion, a big family house, and then you'll have 2 empty blocks, and then or lots, and then you'd have another house still standing. maybe renovated, maybe not, right? But that's how it is, right? Now we hear Nancy and what's going on with Nancy in Seattle and how her beautiful city has turned into what do you want to call Detroit? It's from the stories I've been hearing, from the information I've been getting from people who live there, particularly Nancy, because she has been a great documenter of what's been going on in Seattle. And I've been watching documentaries, right? I watched one called Seattle is Dying. And then I watched another one. I can't remember the title of it. But it was a desperate situation going on in Seattle. And we're going to have a lot of major cities like that having difficulties, right? So we do not need our cities and provinces and states, right, to go into these recessions. So it's our responsibility, if we can, to try and figure something out to alleviate some of that stress, some of that financial pressure that we're going to be under when this is all over. We're under financial pressure now, but can you imagine when we come out of it, how we're supposed to get a good fitting, right? A good footing on our problems if we're worried about the past, if we're worried about the debt that we have accumulated, or if we worry about how we're even going to pay that debt off, right? Right, we're going to rely more and more on technology as time goes by, and there may even come a point where humans become so crazy that we're going to move backwards and the digital age is going to be gone. And unless you're aligned with Elon Musk and his satellites for his internet, you're going to be poop out of luck, right? You're going to be poop out of luck and you're going to be left behind. And that's why it's so important to keep communicating, right? When if the world goes to pot, right? If it goes right down the tubes, I am going to be at Black Lake, Manitoba, or I'm going to be in Thunder Bay, Ontario. So come and find me. Come and find me, right? I'll be at one of those amethyst mines. I'll be at one of those amethyst mines because that's my plan, right? That's my plan. I'm going to get myself an amethyst mine. I'm going to build myself a nature retreat, mindset, mindfulness, conference center, right? But it's also going to be a resort, right? Where people can actually come in and heal and get a grip on their problems, whether it's emotional, physical, whether it's addictions, right? Whether it's their limiting beliefs, right? There are lots of things I've been studying, right? There are reasons why I studied narcissism and codependency, right? I really delve deep into different personality disorders, right? So I know I'm going to be working in emotions, and these are studies and information that I knew already just from my experiences and stuff. But then when you actually go in and you actually just study it, and then you get a good reflection as to how it would affect most people, right? So this has been a year of challenges for me, right? And that's what they are. They're just challenges. And I do believe I moved forward in my evolution. I do believe I moved forward in my evolution. And this apartment that I'm living in is a reflection of that. My reflection in the faith that I had that things were going to get better for me. Like I truly believed that, right? That whoever or whatever was in charge would not leave me sitting in that mess, that they had a greater plan for me, right? That I was going to be able to shine my thing, right? Because that's what I do. I shine, right? I shine. And I knew that was important. I knew that something important. I was woken up for these times. I was woken up. How did I know? Like exactly. No question. It was March 25th, 2019, right? Exactly 1 year when North America started having its problems with the virus, right? Okay, everybody. So you ready for me to show you everything going on? Number one, do you like the color? Do you like the lighting? I have a little remote control, little button here. Let me show you the things that I can do here. So it's off. And now it's on. Let's change some colors. There's pink. There's green. There's blue. There's the orange. Maybe that's orange. There's the clear. Look how clear that is. Look how much extra, how bright that is. We'll use that one tonight when I turn my camera around. And there's the red one, and we're back to the green. But not only that, but look at, I can, now I'll leave that on while I'm doing the tour so everybody can see. You know, now I look like I have a disco studio. But let's just turn my webcam around. Everybody can take a look at my apartment. So you can't really see out my window. Those are all old apartments there. You'll see it better when I turn it around tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. I'll give you a little bit of a tour of my picture window and what it looks like outside. But you can kind of see a little bit, not too much, but you can see a little bit. And you know what? We live in a metropolis. Winnipeg is a metropolis, and you'll be able to see that tomorrow morning. So this is my little desk area. It's not much, right? It was a little black wired 1970s desk that I had at work, or sorry, in my bedroom, and I was using it as a makeup table, right? So I decided when I moved, I was going to get rid of my desk, and instead what I did is I painted this white, and that actually was tiled, but I had a glass top on another shelf, so I just took the glass and I plopped it on top, not realizing that my mouse wouldn't work on a glass top. So I need a mouse pad, but that's okay. So I know this webcam doesn't give you a nice wide view, but let's just back up a little bit. So you can see all my lighting here. See, look at, I got disco lights. I got disco lights. I planted them all around my big window here. I planted them all around my big window. And then this here, I bought a little file cabinet here. And that's hiding, that's hiding all my china, all the stuff that I got from work for my, and that's where I'm storing it until I can list it for sale. So that'll be happening shortly. I know it's a little bit of a mess here. Great big magnifying glass because I'm going blind. I just want to show you guys. This is so cute. My sister Alice made these. These were Christmas decorations. My sister is such an entrepreneur, right? It says Stink, Stank, Stunk 2020, and it was a Christmas ornament, right? And it was a package of 3, and she had a bottle labeler, and she made these little toilet papers, little Charmin toilet papers. Look at those cute. She made these, and everybody got, look at, this was made with a chapstick, and she made a little sticker, and it's Lysol sticker, right? Just to hang on the tree, and I found them today, so I wanted to show everybody those. But she was selling those for $20 a pop, a set of 3, and she had a little package and everything for Christmas. Such an entrepreneur, and she made $4,000 when she got shut down. At work, right? So yeah, my sister Alice, she's such an amazing entrepreneur. Okay, you guys, you get to meet Meatball. Yeah, hey, cutie, cutie, hey, cutie, cutie, and that's my baby. She's such a good cat. I love my cat. So that's Meatball. That's my cat. And this is my sleeping area. I just brought my laundry up, people. That's why I was a little bit late, because they have strict laundry rules here. I get free laundry in this building, but I had to do some folding and stuff of some of my things that I knew would wrinkle if I left them in the basket. So I actually had to take my time on that. Okay, so now we're just going to turn around here. So my big picture window with my great big, all my lights and everything. I didn't know it wasn't even that hard to do. Yeah, I got all that for $5 at work, that system. So I have my fireplace, my electric fireplace. I brought my electric fireplace. Let me just turn this around. See, Kathy? Kathy made that for me. Sassy Colors, right? Nichols. That's Kathy. And she made me that coloring and I need to get a new frame for that. I'll get that this week, but that's where I'm keeping that because I am a mystic wanderer. So my fireplace, I need a lazy boy chair or a nice chair. Those are all my history books on the floor. So I need a little book stand too. So that's going to be a set, right? That's where somewhere I'm going to do a podcast or I'm going to do some of my videos and stuff. And then I have this little area here, and that will be another studio, I guess, or that might be my relaxing area. I don't know. It'll be another studio part area there. And yeah, that's pretty much done. I have my glass lamp there. I'm just waiting for a big white lampshade. And my boss is going to get me a big white lampshade, and that will go on that table too. But other than that, that corner is done. Now this one over here, I love this. I don't know if I'll get a good view of it. But this is my Mother Nature wall over here, and I can't pull. Oh, I can't. Can I do it? Can I do it? Can I do it? Oh, I can't really show it that well. But yeah, I've got all my Inuit art. I've got all my rocks. I've got all my acorns. I've got my statues, all my indigenous art. Yeah, my big painting there. I love that wall, and that's going to be another set, right? Then I have a little hall closet. There's a bathroom off to the side a little bit here, and then my kitchen, right? Can I get that? And then my kitchen. So it's about 500 square feet, and I'm very, very pleased. I'm very, very grateful for my amazing, amazing, amazing apartment. I love it. I worked hard to get it all cleaned up for everybody today. I got rid of all those boxes. I am exhausted. I'm going to need a day off. I'm going to need a day off from my days off. Now let's see if I can get this right again. And just turn that around just like that. Right, we'll get this figured out. It'll take us a couple of weeks and everything, but we'll have this all figured out. We'll all be settled in. I'll feel a little bit better. I'll be ready for my next move. I don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. It's most likely going to be a challenge, but I'm out for it. I know the game. Adapt and conquer, right? It's what I've been doing all my life. Adapt and conquer. Make things work for me the best that I could, right? So I want to go back here and take a look at some of these comments and see who's in the live with us tonight. Pop in, say hi. Let us know where you're from. You see all these blue names with the wrenches. These are some of my top followers and top subscribers here. They yap just as much as I do. Some of them yap more than I do. And they are amazing. And they are mentors in their own right. So if I'm not catching your questions or your comments, they'll catch it for sure. And whatever insight they have, you can almost guarantee I probably would have said the exact same thing, right? So I'm just going to look over some of these. Yeah. Oh, yeah. All this furniture. I'm going to do a little bistro set. I need a bistro set. I need a little bookshelf. I need a nice chair. I need a lampshade. There are a few things that I need. There's a few things that I do need to make me feel really comfortable. But you know what? I don't have to just buy anything. I'm going to wait for the right things because we get good product in the store all the time. Like I almost bought a little bistro. I'm just going to change this just to a regular color here. And the flashing, otherwise going to give me an epileptic fit or something, right? What was that movie? Soylent Green? No, it wasn't Soylent Green. The one where they had to close the whole town. I'm trying to think of the name. Does anybody know the name of that movie I'm thinking of? where they closed the whole town because the virus got into the town and people died, but a few people were surviving and they were just testing to figure out why they were surviving and stuff. Not so it wasn't Soylent Green, but it was a movie similar to that. But Happy New Year to everybody. I hope everybody had well, I know everybody probably had a challenging first New Year, right? I'm sure there were lots of challenges, but at the same time, it's good to be done with that past year, right? 2020, it went in the books, right? We are that generation. I never knew war. Right? There was the Vietnam War, but I was such a little kid, it really didn't affect me in any way. Then my husband, he did Croatia. Well, that one affected me, right? Because my husband ended up getting post-traumatic stress disorder, and it caused problems in our marriage, right? And just not the post-traumatic stress disorder. There were other factors too, right? Wow, Andrew. Oh, because you're at the university. Oh, really, Andrew? I was just reading Gary, Indiana, so they're having problems too. Oh, you're buffering a little bit, Andrew. Yeah, the flashing, the moving light, not so much, but I really like the lighting. The lighting is quite terrific because when I was doing my Instagram lives in the evenings, the lighting wasn't that great, right? And I really had to play with it. But this one with just the white lights around the window, it works perfect. And I like the scenery. I like the set here, right? I like having my tree, right? Because I believe I'm a tree, right? Because I always go, and this one's one of Evan's too, right? Because I'm a tree. I breathe in poison. I breathe in the poison and I breathe out oxygen for everybody to breathe. I thought it was kind of pretty the way he said it too. So I kind of got attached to the trees. I was always attached to the trees. If you follow my Instagram, you can see me posting all my trees. I love taking photographs of trees. Trees are some of my favorite landscapes to do. Yeah, I love my cat too, dear. I couldn't have gotten through this past year without my cat, right? That's exactly the movie I was thinking about, Andrew. Yeah, I should have figured that you would have had the answer for that one. Wasn't that a great movie? Andro uh Andromeda 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 Strain, right? It was an excellent movie. I really, really liked that movie. Oh, Dave's here too, and Nancy's here, Kathy's here, Owen's here, William's here. Wow, Andrew's here. Ah, perfect. And Kathy remembered that Moo was Dave. That's awesome. See, that's really neat that when we actually get to learn each other's real names and things, right? Because lots of us, we use call names, right? Like my brand, Prairie Dodgers. But on Instagram, like it says Cindy Jean right underneath it, right? So most people, they know me as Cindy. But, if they don't, I'm good with Prairie Dodgers, right? Do you know where that name Prairie Dodgers comes from? I don't know if I've told that story before, right? But Prairie Dodgers actually comes from Dodgers. The people, they were dodging the second, oh no, the Vietnam War. Second World War. They were dodging the Second World War in the States, and they came over the border in Canada. Lots of them, the dad sent them and stuff, right? But lots of people, they came over the border, and they just kind of squatted in the trains that were being parked. I think it was around the Carmen area, and they were known as Prairie Dodgers, and they actually made amazing communities there, and their descendants actually live in the area too, right? And it's where I picked up the name for my brand, Prairie Dodgers, right? Because these were, I guess you could attach the trauma, right, of having to move out of your own country just so you wouldn't have to go to war, right? Just so, and to fight for your country, it should be a choice, right? But at the same time, we need every hand, right? So that's when you have to rely on the government to make good decisions. And that decision about Vietnam War, that wasn't a good one, right? That was all politics and stuff. But I'm not big on the politics part of it, so I'm not going to comment on that. But yeah, that was a strange war for sure. That's nice of you to say, Dave, right? And that's why we do our Sunday nights, right? I love everybody on my lives. I was talking about it all week. Did you guys miss me last week? Did you guys worry about me? Did you guys wonder if I got into the apartment okay? Because even me, I wasn't 100% sure. I was running on 100% faith that everything was going to be okay, right? I was just trusting that everything was going to be okay. Oh, Andrew. And I would have answered your emails if you had emailed me this week. But even then, last night on my Instagram, I was saying, I should have sent some emails out to everybody to let everybody know that I was in. I mean, some of my followers, they knew already because they follow me on Instagram too. But I know some people, they don't follow me on Instagram. Like I know Andrew doesn't follow me on Instagram, right? So he wouldn't have known. So I just had to trust that I could come on live today and everything would be good, right? But you popped in, Owen. You knew I was okay. It's saying also that my live isn't very strong too on this one. And I don't know what, maybe I'm not connected properly, but because that's the second time somebody said that they were buffering on my live tonight, but everything seems to be hooked up okay. There could be an issue because I've just stuck my my webcam up on the top of my computer just so I could get a wider frame. Otherwise, all you would see, this whole screen would have been my face, right? The whole thing would have just been my face. So I had to pull my camcorder, my webcam back. Yeah, and I destroyed my stand too. I stepped on it today, and I went, but you can't cry over spilt milk. So I just folded the legs down and I threw it in the garbage bag, and I'll pick up another one. They're only $20. And you know what? Maybe one will come into work. I trust the universe knows that I stepped on my tripod, and will be sure that one gets donated for me this week. We'll see next Sunday if one came in this week. They don't come in very often. I've probably seen a couple of tripods come into the store, but I have been getting too many clothes, you guys. I've been buying too many clothes. I have so many clothes that I'm actually got an extra laundry basket full because number one, there's no room in the closet. And number two, I ran out of hangers. I bought all new hangers and everything too, and I'm using the old hangers too. So I bought way too many clothes. Now, if the contingency of the of the coronavirus and the rules of the coronavirus stay in place, right? And we stay locked down for a little bit, I will put some of my clothes up for sale because I know people are buying clothes online because it's the only way you can buy clothes. But I will put some of my beautiful outfits for sale, and I'll put that money into my savings account. I now have $270 in my account for my car. I just got a T4 for my income tax returns, so I guess I guess that I could do my income tax return now, and I'll be able to put another $1,000 away. I want to try to have $4,000. $4,000 that would give me enough for about $3,500 for the car and another $500 to set up the insurance, pay the taxes off, right? So that would work out really well for me. So I'm planning on doing this so that I could be off and camping weekend after May long weekend. I'm going to ask for 3 days off in a row, and I'm going to go camping for 3 days. I'm just going to take off by myself and do the back roads, and I'm going to go camping by a lake, and I'm going to poke around in a campfire, and I'm just going to relax, and I'm going to make some YouTube videos, and I'm going to feel that I've got my brand the way I want it, right? And you know, sometimes when you go, oh, is Jonathan here too? Jonathan got his job. How's the work going? How's your job going? Have you started yet, Jonathan? Hi, Jonathan. I'm happy you made it in for the live. You'll have to come back in a little bit and watch it when I upload the video so you can see what my new apartment looks like. I'm paying $368 a month. So grateful. I can't believe it. I'm absolutely in shock that it worked out so well for me. I do had a neighbor that when I moved into my apartment, she went downstairs and she goes to the manager's office and she goes, she delivered a cat. That woman delivered a cat. And I said, you didn't have to do that. Like, you, right? Why did you have to do that? Right? But it doesn't matter. Nobody came knocking on my door. Everybody's got a cat. In fact, my sister has a dog in her apartment, right? So I'm keeping my cat. My cat is not going anywhere. It's like if the cat has to go, I have to go, right? I'm invested in my cat. My cat invested in me. I needed her, and she came through for me this past year, right? It was really hard year, and it was really nice to be able to crawl into bed at the end of a really, really bad day, right? And to have her come up and curl into my armpit the way she does and go to sleep with her nice loud purring, and right when wake up in the morning and she's in the exact same spot, right? I really, really do love my cat, right? Melvin made it too. Holy moly. Hi, Melvin. Oh, okay. It's only okay. So it's not a dream job or anything like that, right? But you know what? You got a paycheck. So apply yourself. Even if you don't care for the job or anything, just do a really, really good job. So at the very least, Jonathan, that you'll get your reference for when you're ready for when you're ready to move on and when you do find that job, because it'll be much easier to find work if you're working already, right? If you're working already, it'll be a lot easier for you to find work. So keep the job, and Jonathan, and just hack through it, right? And it'll either get better, more tolerable, or you will get that job that you want, or that job that is much better suited for you, right? But hold on to this one in the meantime, right? You know how you are when you dedicate yourself. You were just as consistent as I was when we were going through that mentorship program, and you much deserve that great job. And it's amazing, right? Isn't it amazing how things work out, that how some of us actually have jobs right now when there are so many people, like the vast majority of people in North America are not working right now. Like I actually heard they're doing another lockdown in England. Like this is this is really, really like hard, right? And we're right at that beginning point of the coronavirus being kicked out the door. I'm so pleased. Yeah, our premier here, our leaders, like you call them governors in the States, right? We call them premiers here in Canada. But the premier of Manitoba actually came under fire by some reporters earlier in the week because they designated like the first round of vaccines and everything should be distributed to the communities up north, the indigenous people. They live up there and they've been hit really, really hard with the virus. The virus came into their villages and have been wiping out everybody with this terrible, terrible virus. They actually had to send in people to go and collect the seniors, right? The most vulnerable people in those communities and bring them into the big city just to get them away from the danger, because it was such a high risk area for catching the virus that there's no medical facilities. Well, there are medical facilities, but not to the extent that we have them here in the southern part of the province, right? So Pallister was like, we're a very reconciliatory province. We feel bad about what we did to the Indigenous, right? Disrespecting the Indigenous, disrespecting the Métis. Now, if you don't understand who the Métis are, they were the French and English. They were the children and the offspring of the French and the English, or sorry, and the Indigenous, right? And we did not treat them well. We made residential schools and we put the children in there to try and assimilate them so that they could, integrate well with the regular community of the province, and that wasn't a right thing. They lost their culture and we caused them a lot of trauma in doing that, right? So our province has been backpedaling and trying to, how do you make up for something like that? I know we are not responsible for what happened because this was our ancestors who treated the Indigenous so badly, and we're not so wonderful ourselves, right? We all have our moments, right? But, they were very prejudiced in those days and we did not treat them well. And, we're a province that want to make right our wrongs. And so the premier stuck to his guns. He says, yes, those communities are getting the vaccines first, right? It's a way for us to show respect. It's a way for us to show that, they are just as much human beings as anybody else. It's a way for us to apologize and to heal relationships for the future, right? For the future. So we're doing this anyway, right? So a lot of people felt like that, that those vaccines should come into the majority, into the city. But no, we're going to do this the right way. When we come out of this coronavirus, we want to feel good. We want to feel good emotionally that we did this right. We're not too concerned about what the other provinces are doing. If they don't want to take their Indigenous into consideration in these times, right? There might not be any fallout, but they'll remember what they didn't get. And we're kind of hoping here, and I'm with the premier 100%. He really did a job and he stuck to his guns, right? Like he was taking a little bit of a beating by a couple of these reporters who were really digging in about why the Indigenous were getting this help first, right? And I agree with the premier. I'm very proud to call myself a Manitoban because the premier stuck to his guns that way, right? We need to make right our wrongs. It's not enough sometimes just to say sorry, right? People do terrible things to each other, and we don't know it or recognize it often in the present. But as time goes by and these things become history, you can reflect on it then, and you can decide yourself whether we did it right or we did it wrong. And for the most part, we didn't do such a great job. Human beings are selfish. We look out for ourselves. We we tend not to look out for others. And that's why I'm so proud of my channel. I'm so proud of my Sunday lives because, everybody, absolutely everybody takes care of each other in this live. We all get to figure out on our own inside the chat, inside the conversation, what everybody needs, right? And then that person or persons will be enveloped and answers are found. Like our Nancy, right? Our Nancy, wow, like she got a lot of help this past winter, and she wouldn't have done well. She wouldn't have fared well at all, without people pulling through for her. We depend on each other, right? Here in Manitoba, there's so many different cultures, there's so many different denominations going on, right? We have to learn to get along. We have to learn to get along. We don't have a choice. We can't survive without each other. And a lot of communities, they don't get to realize that. The only reason we do is because of the extremes in our temperatures. We have very, very cold winters. I mean, it can get to minus 50 Celsius. With the wind chills, it's very cold. And in the summertime, it can get very, very hot here. And I'm very grateful to live in a province that if I was out driving on a country road or out on the highway or something, and something happened to my vehicle, within 5 seconds of throwing up my hood, somebody would stop. Like the very first car, that's even me, even if I couldn't push, I would stop just for moral support for somebody, right? And that's what makes Manitoba so amazing. I was actually even talking to somebody yesterday, or was it today? Yeah, today I was talking to somebody, no, yesterday, from Nigeria, and he was saying that, that things are so bad where he lives, right? Where he lives. But we gotta adapt and conquer our situations that we find ourselves trapped in. There's always a solution, always a solution. And if not a solution, a hint at something that might inspire you to come up with a way to help solve your problems. But yeah, they're having a hard time, right? And it made me think about other places. I'm trying to think about the refugee camps going on. It's really a damp year in the camps this year. Lots of wet, a lot of cold, right, soaking through right down to the bone, right? If there were a charity, I would say to give to, I would probably want, that help to go to the refugee camps and see what we could do there. Water's always needed, and there are lots of countries out there that don't have clean water, right? But if you wanted to donate to a great charity that supplies water and helps build wells and bring clean water to communities that have been living on filthy water full of bacteria that's been causing them serious health issues and even death, right? And I would probably have to tell you that you need to donate, right? There are companies and there are organizations out there that specifically just work in water, right? Yeah. Oh, right. And that could happen. Thank goodness I do live in a province that, that doesn't seem like concern. I would think that with the coronavirus and things progressing the way they are and the financial issues and maybe if we go into recession and stuff and these difficulties happen, that people will become more aggressive in their ways to make money and more sneaky in their different ways to make money. Yeah, you have to think of that way too. Yeah, that was a good point too, right? I tend to jump into things. I still walk down back alleys, and I have to stop that, right? Because I'm going to get myself in trouble. It was different when I was a big girl. 250, 300 pounds. Nobody messed with me, right? Being a little bit smaller, they might not think I'm strong enough to protect myself, and they'll take that shot if that opportunity arises. So I have to watch out for myself a little bit more. So that's a good point that you put out there, Andrew. I really appreciate that one too. And I like to do my back lanes, right? So what if Pallister is looking for future? He's a politician. That's what they do, right? That's what they do. But to stick to his guns, he didn't pussyfoot. I don't know if you saw Melvin that interview that Pallister did, right? But he was really getting slammed, and he just called that reporter right out. You know, like what does it matter? What does it matter to you who gets the vaccinations first, right? We are a reconciliatory province. We're looking to make things right. We're looking to make things right. And we're going to do this whether you agree or don't agree, right? Other provinces could do what they want. Then again, what happened is our vaccinations, the shipments coming out of Europe there from what was it, Pfizer, who's making our vaccinations, actually cut our shipments by 50%. 50%. So it looks like it's going to be an extra month, the Prime Minister says, but they're looking for solutions. They'll figure it out. They'll figure it out. And me living in this building, I'm going to assume that I will be a proprietor. I'll be a priority for getting my shot too, for getting my vaccine too. We have to take 2 vaccines. The vaccination we take one, and then a week later we take the next one. I think at 21 days. 21 days later we take the second shot. It'll be absolutely fine, Jonathan. Just keep your mask on. I know you were really cautious about the germs and everything. You were really good about your mask. But yeah, I think we're going to be absolutely fine. Just keep your mask on. And yeah, let's hope for these vaccinations to come out soon. I'm going to assume that I'm going to get my vaccination pretty soon. I would assume also Andrew would be up for a vaccination because he's also working at the university and stuff. So they'll need him to have his vaccine too, right? Home care workers, right? Because I know lots of you are caregivers, you know, like Owen and Andrew are caregivers. I would assume that, you know, you would be up and eligible to get an early vaccination too, right? I don't know what the procedure was. And also Nancy with her health issues, right? Like there are lots of people on my channel that are caregivers or have serious health issues. So yeah, they should be on the priority list in order to get their vaccines. Let's change the color again on my remote control. I wish I had attached the remote control here, but I could move my desk. I could move my desk down a little bit so I could actually reach this really good. But let's change the color. And this is fun. This is exactly what I needed. There we go. That's the one I like. This is the blue one. I like the blue one, right? This is such nice lighting. Such nice lighting. I really, really like it. I have some laundry I have to fold and finish putting away. I get free laundry in this apartment block, people. Like I'm just spoiled. I'm very grateful. I'm settled in now. Tomorrow, it's not housework day in the very least. I'm going to, like I said, just fold the last of my laundry, put it away, and I'm done with housework. I'm not going to do any piddling around or anything for tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be about just relaxing. I'm going to try and take in an extra hour. Maybe I'll go to bed an extra hour early tonight and then stay in bed an extra hour later. I'm going to do my live show at 11 a.m. And when I do my live show, I'm already going to be dressed. I'm going to have my snow pants on and my boots on, and I'm going to be ready to go so that as soon as my live show is over, I'm out of here. I'm going to jump on that bus, and I'm going to find my way up to Assiniboine Park. I don't know how I'm going to get there. I'm going to have to check transit. There has to be a bus in that area. There has to be a bus that goes up that way, right? But I'll figure that out tomorrow, right? thank you for coming in, Jonathan. I really appreciate it, right? And congratulations on your job, right? Even if it's not your dream job, and even if you don't even like your job, congratulations for being able to get a job in this day and age right now, right? Try and put some money away. Try to start saving. I think things are going to get a little tough with the recession and stuff, right? I'm very grateful to have my apartment. If there's any way, any chances of any of you being able to get an application in, if you're at that age or if you have health issues and get into subsidized housing, that would be amazing. That would bring some comfort to me too. Okay, everybody. I'm going to call it a night tonight. I wanted everybody to see my apartment. Shall we have one more look-see before we call it a night for those of you that came in late for my live tonight? Let's pick up my remote. So let's back up here a little bit. So this is my big picture window, right? I have a big picture window, and sorry, it's just a webcam that I got here, so bear with me. This is my little fireplace. I brought it along with me. It works perfect in that corner with my lawyer's lamp. Then I have my first feature wall here. And I'm just going to get a lazy boy chair or some kind of chair for there, just because I have a guest. I need some kind of little bookshelf for all my big coffee table history books there. Also, I have my little corner there with my wicker chair, my ottoman, and my Jana books that Andrew gave me, right? So they sit there. My sister gave me that little shelf. I traded her for the big black shelf I had in my kitchen. Here's my kitchen, everybody. There's my kitchen. And then off a little bit to the side here, I have a walk-in closet and I have a bathroom, a really nice bathroom. And then over here, let's turn this around. That's my Mother Nature wall. This is going to have all my indigenous art. It's going to have all my soapstone carvings, all my rocks, all my acorns. My owls. Yeah, so all set up. And then can I show you my little cutie patootie? This is Meatball, everybody. This is my baby. Hey. Hi. Sleepy. Are you a little sleepy? Oh, baby. Yeah, she's a good cat. I love my cat. Okay, everybody. So you got the tour. I've got the house cleaned as it's going to get for the next few days, because now I'm going to give it a break. I'm just going to relax and enjoy what I have. I'm going to make you a YouTube video when I go for my walk. Tomorrow I'm going up to Zinneboyne Forest. I don't know what the topic will be, but we're going to have a nice walk. I hope, Nancy, you're doing okay. I hope Andrew, right? Dave, Kathy, Owen, Melvin, Jonathan, like all you guys, everybody who came into the live today. I know you're all there, right? And I appreciate all you guys so much. And yeah, I hope everybody has a great night. And we'll see each other on Sunday night. And we'll figure out something better, right? I'll get myself another tripod. I'm going to be waving in my window. Okay, everybody. You have a great night. And we'll see you Sunday. Bye-bye.